From sports to culture, mental health to economics, politics, relationships, and life issues.
Sit down and catch up with Aaron 868 and Ricardo Mitchell as we have casual conversations on serious topics.
Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room.
It is now just about 6 p.m. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know you're locked on to the True Nation station, WACK 90.1 FM, where we are
Altered Crazy.
Oh yeah. Anyway, we'll get into that just now. But first things first, let's kick things off as we always do. Must give thanks and praise to the Almighty for granting us the gift of life and allowing us to see another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always give thanks. Second, right, we're gonna give kudos, flowers to those who went before us. We're not talking about the original ancestors, like the Taylors and the Cananagos. We're talking about Mr. Desmond and Tony P. Well, technically Tony P, because Mr. Desmond coming later. And the P this week, Joash, stands for what?
Patrick. Oh.
Patrick. The P stands for Patrick.
Nah, not Patrick, but honestly, the P this week stands for people. A lot of we have community vibes this week, especially with the holidays that we have. Spending time with our loved ones, friends, a lot of people vibes, community and collective celebrations.
Well done. You've clearly been prepared for me throwing things at you out of the blue. Not bad at all. Well, guys, this is Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage on the global stage, and we have a special guest host this week, right? Aaron don't have time for nobody right now, like literally, he had no time for nobody. So I just decided, I'm gonna call Joash, right? And Joash was like, "Well, let's do this."
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. So this is Joash Webb. Joash, you're no stranger to the living room. It's good to have you with us this evening.
Thank you very much, Ricardo. As you guys know, it's Joash Webb with his web of influence. So I'm coming here with, whatever I can give, whatever I can talk about the living room. It's a special place to be where they always say we have casual conversations about serious topics. So I'm looking forward to that today.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild, man. Where to begin? All right, so first, I love that P word it shows, right? People and community, because this episode was recorded on Monday night, and you guys are gonna get to listen to it on Tuesday night. But I literally just got home from the Shelter Baptist Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day celebrations held in Maruga.
So that was held by I see the Minister of Community Development, Culture and Community
Development. Yeah, the Honorable Michelle Benjamin, and it was great. It was great, man. The Prime Minister and how lot of the cabinet passed through. The two Alexanders and I got the gentleman. What is the gentleman? I just had his name in my head. Not Keyser.
From where? Or how?
The other union rep.
Oh.
I'm feeling terrible, my name is in my head right through. Anyway, I'm hungry and I need to shower, still in my work jersey, all kind of thing. But hey, it was vibes. It was vibes. Congratulations to the minister. She does an excellent job representing culture and pushing things forward. And there was this one story I want to tell real quick before give you a chance, Josh. On leaving, right? Now they were giving out hampers, right? Because it was a Thanksgiving service, right? And when we were leaving, there was this family that I overheard. A young lady, she stopped and she was like, "Wait, you went and get?" And the gentleman was like, "Well, yeah, I was in the line, so I took for everybody." And she was like, "Oh gosh, I didn't know that you took already. And when I saw your name, I thought your name was there for us to get, not that your name was there because we'd already gotten. We can't take more than we supposed to. No, I'm not gonna do that." And we had to carry it back. We had to carry back the extras. And my heart like swelled. Like it wasn't severely dehydrated. I would have probably shed a tear.
Yeah, because you're not Chileans, well, some Trinidadians, they can be. So that's really, it's got to see when you know, we exemplifying true Trinidism.
Yeah. You know,
So that's how we really are. We are good people. We are good people.
man, the distribution did not look like it went as smoothly as it could have, but that's because scarcity. People have this fear of scarcity, so they thought it was going to run out. So everybody was like pushing. Oh, sorry, not pushing. I didn't see anybody pushing. I saw
Like,
crowd.
that was very congested. And, yeah.
Yes, right. But kudos. Everybody got people went back. I should have taken the family's name. I should have taken the name, you know, because it was good that they went back to return the extras.
Oh, yeah, that's really.
Yeah, and I was low key, Josh. I was kind of gonna be like, guys, I didn't get any. How about giving me one so I don't have to go line up? But it was good. It was really encouraging to see that yes, people, but you know, it still have considerate people too.
Yeah, and at least it could also be that these people are learning values. As they say, it's a family. That little scenario there shows you that it takes one person sometimes to just say something, and who you're around and what counsel they get.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see like sometimes if that person in that moment may have said, "Hey, well, we get you," it could have possibly turned another way. But
Yeah.
you know, it's nice when you take that opportunity to stand up for what is right and just immediately just align yourself. Sometimes when you encourage certain things, or just consider, you shouldn't consider anything that if you know it's wrong, don't even consider it. It's nice when you could just, you know, and it don't come easy for everyone. You know, we are all humans all the time. So the more you practice these good values, the more you start living it, and it's good where it's multiplied. Each one for all. You know?
You know, the thing too is that, well, as I say, don't even consider the wrong thing. That's really good advice, because a culture is really a culmination of your choices. Whatever choices you keep making creates a culture that normalizes certain things. So there was a church service. Well, yeah, there was a church service, right? A Thanksgiving service. So they read scripture and there was worship, and you know, there was some history about the Baptist faith, and it was really educational, and it was very interesting. I didn't know Kamala Bissessa was actually baptized into the Baptist faith as a child.
I didn't know that. That's new information to me. I think I heard someone say something like that before.
Right?
But
and yeah, like her dad was sick, and like for a while, and somebody recommended that they go see this family, and they went to this church, and from the time they started going to the church, the father started getting better, and they got baptized and things like. So I'm hearing this, I'm like, this age was 9 years old.
Yeah, wow, that's really, really surprising to me, man. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and I think that they well, this is a little bit off, but still on the same topic of
That's perfectly said.
they'll have to say, I saw that they were talking about opening a new spiritual Baptist school.
Yeah.
That is so interesting information because I think like in society we've been slowly moving away from
the
spiritual
yeah.
faith-based schooling.
denominational schools. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good in the sense that we're keeping faith aligned with education, because even if it's for those that are from a particular faith to go, schooling should be tied with it, because the amount of time you spend in school, you don't want to leave, and then it's games after, homework, back to school, 8 hours, and what you're learning there is just to do the maths, to do the English. But then when you go there, you don't really have any morals or values.
Yeah. Like this is exactly where I wanted this conversation to go when I asked you to join us, and I'll get into that, because the interesting thing is the P this week could also stand for Pierre, because before we were packing up equipment, I went to the bathroom. Right, I literally went to the bathroom. Yeah, yeah. Don't judge me. Right. I mean, yeah, I think you could say P on the radio. Anyway, so I went to use the washroom.
But
Right?
it's peace all the time.
And some gentlemen, some young men were using some very interesting language in the washroom, and I'm like, dude, like this, we just got out of a church service, it's a community thing. And I shake my head and I'm like, oh well. And then when I went outside after packing up was when I encountered a family that was, returning the extra hampers. So it was like, I ended on like a really positive note. So I just want to say to that family, Trevor, something, dude, I salute you and your family. You left me with a really, really good impression of Muruga living. And because they were like, no, we can't do that. No, hope you do. You already get. No, we had to carry back the extra. And I'm like, yo. So it left me on a high note. And speak high notes to segue into this thing that you'd already segued into, and then I unsegued. You spoke about the maths and the English, and SCA was last week.
Yeah. SCA was big up all the children that completed.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
18,000 of you.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. A lot of them are under. Not all of them, because I'm seeing that some principals are actually understanding and sharing their views on like success. That it's more than just being exam. Sometimes we tend to make it feel like, hey, this is your will, This is your turning point. If you do good here, this is it. If you do bad here, that is it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I'm seeing principals particularly taking a different view.
I hope it's legitimate and not just performance now. Because these might be the same principals who pushing teachers to push the kids. Pushing the limits and then coming out and putting out a release just to get a little shine.
Yeah, but even if they put out the release and people share it, it still have some level of impact, because people sharing it all over,
That is actually, that makes sense, because once it's shared, then the original intent is not shared with the post. People will just be able to receive the post and be like, you know what, that's a good thing. So
it come like intention, like a coach. He push it hard right now. Like real hard right now. Almost like if your life depend on it. But then before the race, he just say, hey, you, sort it out now. He believe in it. Like, he gave you that confidence knowing that you push hard already. I was only pushing you to get the best out and you in that moment. But the truth is really, bro, it don't really matter what happened right now in this race because you're at a point where you improve to a certain level. So just be your best. And that's how a lot of coaches coach, you know. You just perform, enjoy yourself. And that's not all coaches, but usually when a guy gets in his debut and stuff, you work hard for that very moment, and then this is your first time in a real hard match and you get a little tap on the shoulder. Hey, just enjoy yourself. You don't have to, just, you know. And that is training. You had to train hard. So it's understanding that you had to put in hard work. So hard work is a good thing, but it's not to put the pressure on yourself on moments like exams and, you know, performative.
Yeah. The P this week definitely stands for a lot of things. One of them is performance. And just I wanna like, but just for the record, P also stands for pillow. Because yeah, I don't know if you'll notice, but in the living room here, and I always recorded pillows on our laps, and Josh did it without knowing. What's that? Be still and what?
Be still and know that I am God.
Hey, that's our best pillow though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our whole vibe. And so pillows are one thing, performance is another. And right now, school is closed. Kids are at home. And I was hoping that as somebody who has a lot of influence, one would even go so far as to say above it, with you know, mentoring and coaching and that kind of thing. Like, do you have any tips for healthy, you know, to help the kids decompress, or, you know, just over the next couple of weeks? You know, like, some of them not going to go back to school. A lot of kids going to go back to school for the third too. But for the standard 5 students, they might be on this break until September. So, you know, any tips on folks to keep the kids, like, you know, stimulated but not, you know?
Yeah. A couple of you know, and I'll try to keep it in the piece, right?
Yeah.
Coach. First one I'll say, pause. Right? The work could take a pause. You're all finished. And as you're taking that pause, play.
Okay.
Some people might say, hey, you had to head into school and don't get too distracted. That's true. But play is important. Especially understand that you are a child and you're only 11 once. You're only 10 once. You know, so you have to be able to enjoy what you're doing. But in that enjoyment, you could consider, I encourage you to consider progress. So a little bit of planning. Start always kind of explore your interests and think about your future. You might not be able to decide now, yes, this is exactly what I want to be, but consider your the things that you're skillful at, the things that you like, your personal desires, your passions. Start exploring things like that. If you know you're a person usually being on the phone, we're in the tech age. So I think most of you all have cellular devices or some sort of access to internet. So yeah. I encourage you all to, you know, explore different professions. P again, you know. And see how you could playfully engage in these professions, because it have broken down concepts, games, you know, different things that you could learn about your professions from even now. So you'd know if, yeah, this is a field I like, this is what it's about, or this is a field I don't like. But enjoy this space you have. But while enjoying it, don't get too distracted. Understand that you want to be able to keep going when you enter into Form 1. And for people that may not have done well as they wanted, it isn't the end of the world. For me, personal testimony, I did not pass through the school of choice that I had. In fact, I didn't pass through any of my choices. I had 4 choices. I didn't get any. Some but basically I was put in the school that was closest to me. a street and a half away.
Right.
So it wasn't the end of the world, but then I continued working. I went to lessons. I like usually people do lessons in 4 months, but I said, yeah, you know what's the plan? I made a plan. I said I going to do lessons one time. I was doing good in school, still coming first, but I did lessons because the plan I had for myself was to transfer into a school that was a little bit more competitive. And that's what I did. So figure out, kind of decide what you want along with your parents, how you'd like to steer your life forward. Have those conversations. Don't feel if you feel that you've not been defeated, but you've gotten a hard blow, it really is in the end of the world. You could rise up from that. Because even as I rose up, I was able to go to one of the prestige schools and then do Form 6, and some persons that even passed through the school didn't get that privilege, you know?
Right.
So, and then university. So one little blow is small thing. I tell you, the SCA thing. And even if you have to write over to go again, you know?
So the people is persevere.
Persevere. Like that.
Yeah. You're right, bro. Because one of the things that came up in conversation a couple months ago with a good friend of mine, her name starts with P. Hey Pam. I was I was telling her that we need to have more than one no in us. Like sometimes things don't go the way that we want to, and we had to be able to, like, you know what, push past that obstacle, you know. And in saying that, I realized to myself that there was so many things in my life that I let go with the first no. And you know, thank God that, you know, he's had to shift that out of me, because like, dude, there are so many things that could make people's lives better, give them generational wealth, you know, help people change the way society deals with something. And it's just because people didn't push past the first no, you know.
Yeah.
They took it like that's some sign that it wasn't meant to be. And there are so many stories of people who persevered because the thing that was in them had to come out. And I was like, you know what, I don't want to be the person who, looking back on my life, had all these great ideas that I didn't even follow through on any of them just because I met a no.
Yeah.
You know, so you're right. Persevere, pick yourself back up, because you could have passed for your first choice, and that is the furthest you'll go in your education. And other people will pass for the fourth choice or not pass for anywhere and had to pay to do over subjects and those kinds of things.
And have people who didn't go to school, and then with their perseverance,
yeah, they hire any people who went
to university, you know? Yeah.
So, you know, your path might not be like everyone else's. It might be in the same timeline. It might be in the same direction. But, I mean, you put 2 years of work into something, and I can understand when you're 11, 2 years of your life is like 20% of your life. So you put like a significant portion of your life into something so far, and it don't work out. Like, I could get that it could derail, you know, it could throw you off. But like, don't quit, because like, you're young, and God willing, you have enough of your life ahead of you that you could, you know, adjust. Because adults don't tell you, life is all about adjusting to either the stuff that you planned for or the stuff that they didn't plan for. But change happens, and we had to keep adjusting. So you are very good at helping youth adjust, because I don't know if because you're not in New Jersey, or because, you know, we didn't like formally, you know, request a conversation, but you do serve in Athletes in Action.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. So maybe, you know, you could talk a little bit about that stuff too, because I guess it's not just sports, right? It's sports plus.
Yeah, Sports Plus. Athletes in Action. It's a faith-based organization, but it's more than just that. It's about the complete athlete, developing the complete athlete in all areas of his life. So what we generally do is like character development and speak to these kids, mentor them, and try to help them to be their best self. Even like this weekend past here, we were able to go to a leadership conference with one of the teams that we work with, and that was an amazing experience because I know a lot of them have never been in an environment like that. So
when you say a leadership conference, how old is the members of the team? Like the youths that you went with, how old are
youths? I was with under 20 teams, so some of them between like 17 to 19,
And they get to go to a leadership conference. That is really cool.
Yeah. Global Leadership Summit Next Gen. And it was amazing, and they enjoyed themselves. They truly enjoyed themselves. When we return, obviously I'll get to do some follow-up, see how much it impacted. But based on their responses in person there, I'm so glad that it worked out well, because from interacting with them, some of them they come from different backgrounds, varying backgrounds. Some of them maybe from a wealthy background, some of them from less fortunate background, and you could see sometimes when they haven't been in a space before or haven't been exposed to certain things, and having the opportunity to allow them to brush shoulders with some of the people that they did. The conference actually had some business owners, some local business owners that are young and doing well, like the owner of Silvete Ice Cream. I don't know if you know her.
Yeah, I interviewed her with JL Valdez, from our mental health podcast.
Yeah, so she was on the panel. It had like Kyle Edwards, I think is his last name, from Creative.
Kyle Hernandez.
Yeah, Kyle Hernandez, correct.
Yeah, Jill and I also interviewed him for our mental health podcast. Yeah.
Good to see that, man. It was really beneficial.
He is phenomenal. He was one of the few people to ask me a question that had me like completely speechless. I had no answer for him. That maybe happened 3 times in my life where I could not answer somebody. One of them was in French orals when they asked me the word for police station, and I could not remember what it was. I know now it's commissariat, right? But I forgot there. But Kyle asked me a question last year that stumped me. I properly fooled up on myself, and that's when I was like, "This what iron sharpens iron," is like being exposed to people who think certain ways could help shape the way you think and show you the ways you don't think. So big up you guys. Anyway, yeah.
Finish the story. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. This you mentioned iron sharpen iron, and it reminds me that people sharpen people.
Sharpen people.
Good people, but remember iron, different from wood. Wood do sharpen wood. Yeah, that's that.
It wouldn't.
Wouldn't sharpen wood. That was one of the things we were speaking about at the last session we had with them before carrying them to that conference. We were telling them that to have good people around you, to kind of choose your friends wisely.
Yeah.
Because in the Trinidadian scene, everybody say your friends carry on and don't bring you back.
Don't bring you back.
But it's a kind of bad thing to say that, because it's not all friends. Or you can look at it along the line that, yeah, they would carry you, so know where they going to.
Yeah.
So pick your friends wisely. Wherever they going, if you know you're gonna be walking behind your friend, be prepared to stay where they're going. You understand? So it was part of an entire series of Portuguese we were teaching them, going to God, being a good person genuinely. So that's your relationship with those around you, having good information. So in terms of research, if you're trying to improve areas of your life in decision making, seeking good information, doing research, seeking good counsel. So give you good information, good people around you, good and going to God and being a good person, you as an individual.
So going to God, being a good person to people around you, having good information, and then just being a good person.
Alright, so it's in one, as in you being a good person to those around you.
Right.
And then having good friends around.
Right.
So that's two separate ones.
Okay.
Yet having good information and going to God.
Alright, that is pretty cool. So it's up, out, around, and in. Well, two ins actually. Good information is kind of in too. This is dope. I should come on one of these thingamajigs. Is this the thing you invited me to?
Yeah. This is why I invited you to. But I don't know if you're running away or what really going on. You talk about Aaron being the busiest guy, but this is the busiest guy I know. You see?
I'm not the busiest guy. It just turns out that these things that do come up, they tend to come up around the same time. I have friends that they stop calling because every time they call, I either working or doing something else. I'm terrible at returning calls. Yeah. But yeah, this is kind of dope though, because these global leadership things, like just the people that you spoke about, they're people that I've actually met, interviewed, and I could tell you that it did blew my mind. Just realizing that these are, and they're younger than me, right?
Yeah, they are young and they are putting in the work.
And I just get grinding and not grinding.
Yeah. One of them said just do the content. Doesn't matter. She lost the person who inspired her to start the business. Passed away before she could publish it.
Oh.
Lost parents as well. In the process of creating, and she persevered through. So we see how, as we're speaking up to the SCA students about the perseverance, how the perseverance really is something that influences you, determines if you're able to achieve some of your goals or not, if you don't persevere. Because roadblocks will come, but it's what you do when you reach them. Some of them didn't study in the area that they work in. You know? Big degrees, but not again work in that area. So they pivoted, they persevered, they said, you know, I have to support my family, I have to achieve my goals, I have a purpose, I have a plan, I have things to complete. You know, and that's really inspiring.
I think these youths really blessed to have you pour into their spaces, because I know you coach as well manage. I know you train, you also coach, like you train.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah, you also.
And that's where that's what actually started when I made the decision. Yes, I want to pour back into lives. I said, you know what? I was coaching all the time and I kind of had the opportunity. Let me be a little more intentional about it. So I put myself back in the space, start back doing some martial arts coaching, and more so speaking to the students so that their lives could be changed. Let them know it's more than just what we're doing here.
Yeah.
With what we're doing here, we do it well and we do it great. But it's more than that. And we have to understand the bigger picture, because you don't want to be well in one area and then bad in every other area.
Yeah. What made me think of having you on as I'm replacing Aaron is that no, Aaron, I'm not replacing you. This is
Come on.
I mean, come on.
I don't think I could.
I mean, hey, might actually listen to this, so let me behave. We do Friday night. Maybe you should come on the radio with me, because I work in 6 to 10 on Friday again. So
6 to 10?
yeah.
I don't like a vibe, man.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain he will fly straight back into Trinidad and Tobago when he realizes, yeah,
I was with his partner today, this morning actually. Joshua Ricardo.
hey,
Um, We do a little tricky obstacle course in Skinner. They say tricky. They say it was an easy tricky, bro.
yeah. Anytime you train obstacles, is no, yeah, it changes the game.
Yeah, but still was good. So
You know, what made me think about having you on was because one, school closed, and figure parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, adults could generally use some encouragement as to the type of youth that are there potentially influencing their youth. And also, those P's were excellent tips. Excellent tips in terms of just managing the next couple of weeks if they're going back out to school for a third term, and months if they're going back out in September. So there was this post from Dream
Richards.
Richards, yeah, where he got the bronze medal, and he was saying that he didn't even want to
Want to come.
yeah. And he was like, giving all the glory to God, all the credit to God for him actually going through the race. And he was like, this bronze feels like a gold to me. And I was like, wait, nah, Joash, we need to get one more sports in this space, more God in this space, more youth stuff in this space. And it's like, Joash.
Sometimes we get to speak with Dream Richards as part of Athletes in Action, and he's such a model athlete, I would say, in the sense of understanding his purpose, understanding the role that he has to play as a leader. He's always giving back to the younger ones around him. Sometimes when he returns to Trinidad, inspiring them, and it's really not just because he wants to look like he is modeling what seems right, but he goes through this process so openly. Like someone else may have been going through a difficult period and would not say anything, but things like that, people can say yes. I had times like that. Sometimes I don't want to go a race and I would duck the race, or sometimes I might go. But seeing Dream Richards go through what you go through and be vocal about it, and now it inspires you. So I really want to commend Dream Richards for what he is doing, for what he continues to do. Before you posted the video, I did an edit of it for Athletes in Action as well.
Yeah.
It would be great to have him on the show. So I don't know if we can do a Zoom, or if we can have him. Yeah. He's a busy one. I don't know, he's a busy one. But if we can have him on the living room, it would be amazing, bro.
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
It's different. Is he ever in Trinidad anymore?
If he is,
Ever in Trinidad?
yeah, but not often. He lives abroad, he trains abroad, so he stays there.
Yeah. But I was actually talking to Aaron about it, and we do need to get more sports in the program. And again, the whole point of the living room is that Aaron and I can't do everything ourselves. We can't advocate for everything ourselves. So we want to help move into the spotlight other things that are going on and people who are doing those amazing things. We haven't, since we changed format of the living room, recording in person in my actual living room, we hadn't had a guest. So Aaron not being here and, bringing you on as a guest, I think it's definitely time for us to open back the living room to
And welcome some
outside
kids.
influence. Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah,
That's
so let's cook. And I mean, especially with the sport episodes that we're gonna do, I'd love to have you on board because Aaron is getting up there in age, right?
wow.
get
You just attacking Aaron left, right, and center. Aaron is not me. I just said, you know, it's not me. It's your friend. It's your friend. It's not me.
I think you get up there in age, you know, and we need to, you know, stay relevant. You know, there are youths who would look at me and Aaron and call us sir and uncle and mister, right? And they will still like refer to you as Joash or Mister if you call it, or Coach or Uncle Joe, or what do they call you in anything? Sensei, Coach.
Karate would be sensei. In terms of Evo, they use the word coach sometimes. I'm not coaching them, but I guess all the staff members, they refer to them as coach.
Right.
It's just respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, you know, and not only that too. I find Aaron getting real arguments too, right? You're getting real arguments too. And I spent half
You sound like you just went to the, you know, stop arguing.
Yes. I am Brenton. I am. But I needed to talk to somebody.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no, now on the real, Paul the Troublers give him a rating very, very high. You know, and even like being able to hold on the shift. Oh, there's really. Yeah, even being able to hold on the shift Friday gone. It felt really, I felt proud and fulfilled being able to go into the radio station and taking over the shift from Tony Prescott and Mr. Desmond, and, you know, queuing up my ads and, you know, making my playlists on music.
That's it. I look at you and I just growing and just
like an adult. You know? No hero over my shoulder to rescue me if something went wrong. You know, taking the requests and that it felt, and, you know, signing off when the night at the end of the night and stuff. It was like nobody calling afterwards to say I messed anything up, or the radio station didn't shut down because I passed through. You know, it was like, wait, I learned how to do something. Something that I like, you know, and I know that I'll get better at it. And, you know, so I just want to, while he's not here, I'm celebrating Aaron not being here, but I also want to celebrate Aaron full stop, because he's a top tier guy, and I really appreciate everything that he's done in terms of helping me develop as a person and as a professional. So enjoy your trip, bro. I wear medium, and I think 34 waist if it's a stretch material.
And I wear small, depending on what it is. If it's a little big, extra small. Shoes 8.5. 28.
28 waist. Yeah, you spread me a little. 28 waist doesn't spread me. Lando waist was 28. But I think his waist is still 28. I think he maybe reached 30 now. I don't know how I'd ask him. What the 28 waist doesn't spread me?
Why are you hitting?
I don't hear it. It's, you know, I've been small like maybe twice or 3 times in my life. You know, just the idea of, and even when I'm 32 and it's like, we're gonna put it on size.
Hey, as I say that, I saw the new intro for the living room on YouTube. That was wicked. That's wicked.
Thank you, Sylvie. Which one? Because there
The
were
more than one new intros for the last video, the last living room.
well,
I was looking at that, and that was
okay. Thanks, man. Because there was an intro we did the week before, and Aaron vetoed it, so I had to go back and change 1 or 2 things in it. So there's actually an
feel I know. I feel I see the one before too,
Yeah.
and I know what he took out. I know. Yeah.
But yeah, so don't get time. I'm gonna do another version of the video and put you in and put Kenny in and that kind of thing to it. I just saying, guys, don't be afraid of AI. Learn how to use it like any other tool, right? And speaking of learning, Josh, I want to thank you for, you know, joining me this evening and helping me learn some things, right? That peak process you were talking about there, pause, play, was
Progress. So
progress, right?
and plan.
Plan and persevere.
Yeah.
Because you had 4 P's and I trade at P.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was helpful stuff. And also you helped me come to terms with some of the feelings, the latent feelings that I have about the way Aaron has treated me with the
You
kids.
know, we all need this, we all need to vent sometimes.
Let's stop attacking him. What is wrong? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Like, you know what, when it comes, I gotta treat him better. No. I only saying that for the publicity. But yeah, I appreciate you joining me and, taking us into a new space, man. Especially with the sports angle, your boldness about God. And again, it's not like, we're coming out here and just being preachy and Bible waving, it's just...
The truth about life, and being real with it,
Yeah. Appreciate you. So, do you wanna sign out? Any closing remarks or anything you wanna plug? Invite people to anything at all? Shout outs, briefly advertise a company that you care about or something. I don't know.
Well, when you're talking about the grandparents possibly thinking about the children or those that just finished SCA, what they could be doing around now. I didn't know if you was heading towards me probably suggesting places that they could go, but just based on my knowledge and some of the places I work with are just probably the magnet have like Smart Football Academy. They have a pretty good system with their youths. Evolution FC, that's who we worked with At Least in Action particularly.
Yeah.
That's a really good youth academy. It's kind of large, but it's really good for development. And in the central zone, and Point Fortin area is Point Fortin Pioneers. That one is special when it comes to girls in football. So that's something, if it's a girl, that's a really nice place to send them. The other teams I work with, karate is good as well. Trinity Almighty Karatecas. And there's also some other facilities in the Navet area. If you're in the south, I can't remember the name of them right now, but these are good clubs that you should get your kids involved in. They are good for sports, is always good for learning, for distressing, and it's a good way to allow persons to, yes, de-stress, but do something positive. Exercise. It's not
Movement is life.
Yeah, apart from that, I just want to encourage everyone to be safe on the roads. I've seen a lot of accidents, bushfires, houses being affected. So use the walkovers. That's the next thing. Use the walkover.
Yeah.
Be careful on the road, drive for you and for the other persons. Be mindful, pray, and cover yourself before you leave the house. I really just want to encourage you to be mindful in everything that you're doing. You're not just living life for yourself, but for those around you as well.
That's all. You have a sign out yet?
Not really. I'm signing.
Halfway there. Hey, so, hey, Josh, I want to thank you for joining us in the living room. And to the listeners, thank you for joining us in the living room as well, and getting caught up in the web of influence.
Yes.
This is Ricardo Mitchell, the social sage on the global stage. Thanking you. I mean, it's been a pleasure. It's this is fantastic. I love being able to do this. I spent the whole day with Kenny Phillips, and I still in a good mood. So clearly, I certainly love Wack the way, and I hope that Wack loves me the way that I love it. Right? Aaron, yeah. I hear it.
And thank you very much, Ricardo. Appreciate it. And everyone else, a part of WAP, blessings.
Yes. Get to know his face. And guys, the hourglass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains. So whatever you're doing, be good and stay safe. Right? Mr. Desmond is up next with the big band. Uncle Dezo, you know, a man real cool, man. And he's, hey, no, seriously, like, if you never listen to orchestra, like big band music,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not panic. Panic.
No. Like, classical instruments on
Classical.
is
Yeah.
a
But
cool vibe.
a little bit. I'm a little thing. But I should probably take a check.
Yeah. Well, it's coming up next anyway. So, guys, keep it locked.
Man Peter, oh, here Cornelius calling, the last days are coming. Meet me over there. Simon Peter, oh, here Cornelius calling. Hey, when I reach the Jordan, no boat in the harbor, but me Jesus say, meet me over there. Well, tell me what more. Tell me what more. Tell me what more. What more can Jesus do? You see Jesus lay with foundation, open the gates of mercy. What more? Tell me what more. Tell me what more. What more can Jesus do? Tell me what more. What more can Jesus do? Jesus lay with foundation, he opened the gates of mercy. What more? What more can Jesus? I must walk this pilgrim journey, and I must walk this lonesome road. Nobody else could walk it for me, or I must walk it all alone. And I must walk this lonesome, this lonesome, this lonesome, this lonesome, this lonesome, this lonesome road. Nobody else could walk it for me. I must walk it all by myself. Jesus poured in the oil and the wine, the oil that restoreth my soul. He saw me bleeding and dying on Jericho wall. He poured in the oil and the wine. Jesus poured in the, Jesus poured, the oil that restored my soul. He saw me bleeding and dying on Jericho wall. He poured in the oil and the wine. You know what? When God light my fire, we don't need no matches. When God light the fire, yeah, we don't need no matches. I'm telling you, when God light the fire, yeah, we don't need no matches. I just burn, I just burn, I just burn. Oh, when God light my fire, yeah, bim, bim, bim. Oh, man, it's just God light my fire, yeah. We don't need no matches. When God light my fire, yeah, I don't need no matches. I just burn, I just burn. Come on now, tell me this. Say what you think about Jesus. He's alright. What you think about Jesus? Dynamite. Don't try to tell me that God is dead. He woke me up. Don't try to tell me he's not alive. I spoke to him. He opened up my blinded eyes and set my spirit free. All I want to know about is the man from Galilee. So what you think about Jesus? He's alright. What you think about Jesus? He's dynamite. Come on, shake, 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 shake. Shake the tree like the man. Come on and shake, 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 shake. Shake the tree like the man of God. We gotta shake the tree like the man of God. Shake the tree like the man of God. Come on and shake the tree like the man of God. Shake the tree like the man of God. Come on and shake, 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 shake. Shake the tree like the man of God. Money get up, money up, oh, shake the tree like the man of God. Shake the tree like the man of God. We gotta shake the tree like the man of God. Shake the tree like, you know what? I feel good, 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 good. I I feel good, good, good. I feel good. You see, every time I think about Jesus, every time I think about my master, I feel good. Oh, I feel good, 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 good. And I feel good, 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 good. Oh, every time I think about Jesus, every time I think about my master, I feel good, 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 good. And I feel good, 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 good. Ah, my nigga. Go, go, bim.